Ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
A blessed Sunday to you. Welcome to Basil BuddhaCat Presents. We lost a good friend last Saturday. We didn't get a chance to reach out on our Sunday morning show. So we're going to reach out this Sunday morning and tell you a little bit about someone that Basil knew pretty well and close friends with, which is pretty amazing because Rich didn't have any cats, no house cats, no dogs, no cats, no birds, no nothing. So, but Basil's got an expression for that.
Meow, brrr, meow, brrr, meow, brrr, meow, brrr, meow, brrr, eats meow.
Said me whenever I went over there, so who cares? More for me. Okay. So Basil wanted me to give a shout out because right about now, Rich is in the hereafter, and he's sitting down and he's got Basil on one knee and he's got Lil on the other, and told Basil he always wanted a cat or two, and now he's got them. But Rich of course was the same way that I'm Basil's assistant, except in a more realistic way. Rich was my assistant and worked closely with me for about the last 20 years in real estate, and he was very, very excited when Basil and I went over to Johnsonville, across the river from Middletown over to Johnsonville, and we did our real estate shopping. We found, of course, this 80 some odd acre parcel of land with a pond with 8 or 10 buildings on it that were in salvageable condition, and I think they were asking about $1.50 for them, something like that. But Basil's a little sharper than I am, and he understood and he explained to me that, well, when you buy something at an auction, you buy it not just as is structurally, but you buy it with all its debts attached to it. And it turns out the place had about $8 million in delinquent real estate taxes, had an IRS lien for $20 million, had all kinds of stuff like that, and so much for the bargain. So we were there, and we spent some time there, and we conversed with Rich via Basil phone while we were there, and told him about it. And hey, it's our producer, Kristen Schoenfeld, entering the kitchen. Yes. Yeah, the kids are fed. So, the Walter and Oswald Cobblepot are hopefully satisfied with that can of food or half a can of food. But they'll be back. They'll be looking for more, won't they?
Oh yeah.
They try to play Kristen and me all the time. Well, one of us feeds them, and then that next one comes along, and they're crying out that, "Feed me, we're starving to death." Now, speaking of crying out, we're gonna clip away for a second, and we're gonna go back to an old friend of ours, Sad Cat Diaries, and then we'll be right back with a commercial. Okay, we're back. And our old friend Sad Cat Diaries. We gotta find that Sad Dog Diary one too, because that's also pretty cute. But Basil doesn't seem to favor that one quite as much. And he's told me that many times that we could probably ditch Sad Dog Diary. So on Friday night, we talked about this, and we decided that we would honor our good and dear friend Rich Odell, and talk about how nice and peaceful and pleasant he was, and always smiling. And he went through chemotherapy and radiation for about the past 10 years. So he was suffering because those things wear heavily on you. And you're constantly nauseous, and yet he was always chipper and always there, and always had good and pleasant things to say. Wanted to know what everybody else was doing. Never talked about his illness. A lot of us in our office had no idea that he was even sick until he passed away. But he had a story he liked to tell, and in true real estate fashion, his story went like this: you can't buy time. All the chemotherapy and all the radiation and all the everything else, you can't buy time. You can only lease it, and that's so very true. We're all on the clock, and we're all now. When Walter does, hey Kristen, when Walter does her 40-second work week up here dusting, is that buying her time or losing her time? Or renting her time?
I don't know, it's hard to tell the cats because they got 9 lives.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. So is that why they do crazy things?
No, they're just crazy.
Oh, okay. Okay, because Walter will, we call Walter Pivot Cat because we have our posts in the house and crossbars, and Walter will jump up to the crossbar and swivel around and hang by her front paws, hang by her rear paws, throw her tail in all different directions. And now you're probably asking again, and for those of you that haven't watched, haven't been with us for our 7 years, Walter's a she. Got Walter from friends up in New Fairfield, and Walter came advertised at 2 months. Walter came advertised as a male, so the name Walter. Turns out that in cats, the testicles sometimes don't descend till they're 5-6 months old. See, no testicles. You can look. You can see under all that fluff. There's no testicles.
And it's kind of fluff.
Yeah. So, hey, Walter. So after Walter got to the point of being like 5-6 months old, oh well, it's not going anywhere now. You play with this end. After about 5-6 months, we knew Walter was not a Walter, but the name was already on, and it stuck, and that was it. I can't get it. Maybe I can. Hold on. So, at any rate, so we wanted to talk a little bit about our good and dear friend Rich, and now the question is, I guess we could play with Walter the rest of the show. Or Sunday morning we can pray and we can do all kinds of stuff. Let's see if we can get Walter to rearrange his Scrabble tiles. No, she's not falling for that. Oh, she is. I guess she is. I got your dark glasses. Actually, they're Basil's dark glasses. Walter, you want to try these on? Yes. Here. Travel around the house incognito for a while.
No.
Okay. So, so Friday night we had, as usual, we had a quick mention to Drumpf and the $20,000 portrait that his foundation paid for, and then hung in his office. And well, how did we get it? I'm not going to tell. But now it's worth $20,000 certainly because look, $20,000. There's the price tag right on it. And we know it took a very long time for the artist to do this. At least a second and a half. At least a second and a half.
Look at the detail. I swear to God.
Look at the detail, yeah. Look at the detail. I mean, the eyes, the nose, the mouth looks just like Trump. And the hair. Look at the hair. Is that not a Trumpian coiffure? And so he's watching this right now. So we know he's going to come after it eventually. So Friday night we're talking about the head of the Justice Department, Jeff Sessions, and little Jeffrey Peterson brought in a lovely white hat, kind of triangulated at the top. It says "Welcome." That's welcome with KKK instead of C. Welcome to Sessions Hood. And we're trying to figure out, and it probably says that on the Scrabble board here too, Sessions Hood. And we're trying to figure out whether that's hood as in neighborhood or hood as in something you wear over your head. And we're going to have to ask you guys to let us know because, Basil knows that he's not telling. So we had we had a call in, and I guess Klanny might even still be on the phone. Blessed Sunday morning. Welcome to Basil BuddhaCat Presents. Oh, Basil, it's that extra. It's Klanny's brother, Kuklos. Hey, Kuklos. Well, Kuklos is Greek. It means circle. And clan is like a family consisting of people that aren't necessarily related. And so the meaning of Ku Klux Klan is circle clan, because you keep the circle completely closed, so no outsiders get in except maybe to be hanged from trees and lynched. But other than that, there's no invites. So we've got Kuklos on now. So Kuklos, did you have an opportunity to be around when your person was talking to the Russian embassy and to okay he's. I think Ben Carson's there with him. Is Kuklos? Is Ben Carson there with you? Kuklos says, "Yeah, we're sizing him up for dinner." I mean, he's doing a great job at HUD, but once we eliminate that department, then there'll be nothing left for him. So we'll have to find something to do with him. So we'll do like in the Twilight Zone episode, to serve man, and we'll just adapt that to serve Ben Carson. Okay. Probably the same way that Ben Carson will be serving America between now and then. And they're all trying to serve us up, aren't they? A huge amount of the population, anybody that's immigrated here from any of a number of countries, pretty much all of them except the lily white ones. So Kuklos, what's up? Did you were you in on that conversation with Ben? I know you were in on the conversation. Kuklos says, "Da, comrade, I was in on the conversation, and well, they talked about the weather a little bit, and then laughed and talked about the weather a little bit and snickered a little bit, And then they talked about something about one hand washing the other. And I remember back in during the campaign when Trump actually invited the Russians. He asked them right there on camera. He said, "Hey, see if you guys can find those 30,000 missing emails. See if you could find all that stuff and swing the election my way. And you guys are good guys. There might be something in it for you." Well, now we're finding out that Michael Flynn went to Russia to talk to the Russians, and he's gone. We know that Jeff Sessions was on the phone with the chief of police of Russia, or what was Kalinowski's official title? Basil said,
Meow. 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 Don't know. Meow. Yeah.
Said, "Don't know." Is that he was the don't know, or that you don't know? Okay, Basil flicking his right ear, so I know he's priming to tell me something important. Okay.
Meow. Meow.
So what was the question again? Okay, the question was, is that Dono, is that the department that the Russian guy killing them all off was head of, or was that Dono like you don't know? Okay. Basil says, okay, said both. Okay, so we've got Kuklos on the phone, and now so you were there, and I'm sure that you still have Klanny in the background, possibly being pet by Ben Carson, who's apparently looking for something to do with his hands now that he doesn't do the incredible surgical operations that he's famous for. Now that he's doing a much more important job of petting a cat. All right. Basil said,
Meow. Fork yeah. Meow.
said, "Fork, yeah." Oh, speaking of fork, okay, we're going to do that today. We're going to do on Sunday morning. We're going to do reach out to because we got Ben on Friday night. We got Ben, and sure enough, Sunday morning we got him in the background on the phone, petting a couple of cats and doing what any head of housing and urban development would do during a weekend or during a normal day's activities. But we reached out also to we also reached out. Yeah, I know who we reached out to on Friday night. We reached out to Donald, and sure enough, everybody out in the viewing audience named Donald said to themselves, "Hey, that Basil BuddhaCat!" Exclamation point. He's speaking directly to me, and this is great. I am somebody. I'm important now. Now the Basil BuddhaCat! Exclamation point. Try that again. Basil BuddhaCat! Try it again. Exclamation point. Reached out to me, and I'm somebody. Okay, now when we were kids, Kristen and I, we watched the show, and 12 or 13 years removed, probably from the other's time frame, but and all the years that I watched Romper Room, Miss, for lack of a better word, I'll call her Miss Prissy. For lack of a better name, I forget what her name was. I'm so angry at her for never calling my name out. She never once in all those years I mean, she called every name at least once or twice over that time. And of course, they were all waspy kind of names, and she called out Suzanne, she called out Jennifer, she called out Kimberly, she called out Ralph, she called out Ronnie, she called out Thomas, she called out, you name it. And she called each name out at least once over those years. Never once, damn her. Well, I mean it in a metaphorical sense. Never once, damn her. Didn't mean it in a metaphorical sense that time. She never once did she call my name out, and that hurts. And she had two shots with Kristen, because she could have called Kristen with an I-N at the end, and she could have called out Kristen with an E-N at the end, and nobody would have known. It still would have been a different name, same sounding name. Never called Kristen's name out. So this is, matter of fact, Basil, you know what I'm going to ask you. Okay, he's shaking his head, he's saying, said, fork, yes, go ahead and ask. Did she ever call out the name Basil? Because I know you're named after Basil Rathbone, the actor that played Sherlock Holmes in some very interesting movies. Some of the best Sherlock Holmes movies are with Basil Rathbone in them. They're black and white. Although they've got Watson being more of a bumbling oaf than in the Arthur Conan Doyle novels, which had Watson as, in fact, not just equal to Holmes, but probably even a little smarter than him in a lot of occasions. So where was I? I know where I was. BM baked beans, original baked beans, with molasses, pork, and spices, 99% fat-free, excellent source of fiber. Now, when they say 99% fat-free, what about that other 1%? What do you think? Basil said, said, hot potato back in your lap. What do you think? Well, I'm thinking that probably that extra 1% is probably lard. Basil says, okay, he's grimacing now. And he's getting ready. Okay, here he goes. Says, never mind, they still make you fartiferous. So, okay. So we're, Kuklos, he's still there? Yep, still there. Live from wherever in Alabama that Jeff Sessions is from. Okay, Kuklos says, you can call it Alabama, but I got some black on me. Worst of all, I've got some black and white on me, like your cat, Oswald Cobblepot. And they don't do like they do in Connecticut with Oswald Cobblepot and compare them to an orca or to a police car or to a penguin, which is actually where Oswald Cobblepot came from, because that's the penguins. Is it penguin? Yeah, the penguins. I think the penguin's real name in the Batman series, but they don't do that. They're speaking about me, and this is Kuklos on the phone. Said they're when they look at me, they don't use those terms at all. They use terms like mulatto and half nigra, and it's very hurtful. I mean, it's this is what goes on all day in Jeff Sessions' house. I mean, out in public, he's all smiles and giggles and even shaking black people's hands. Of course, then he's got his Curel with him in his pocket. A couple of squirts of that will work in between two African Americans' hands. So I'm sure we're going to have you and also your brother Klanny, the two house cats in Jeff Sessions' house. I'm sure we'll have you back on as this situation unfolds, because Sessions looks like he's in a real heap of trouble, because he did, well, in front of the Senate in this hearings, on a direct question from Senator Al Franken. Kudos to Al Franken for asking the question about whether he had talked to the Russians during the campaign, and said, well, I was an emissary for Trump, but for candidate Trump, but no, I did not. No, he said, I do not recall having talked to anyone. Now, of course, now the FBI, thankfully, President Obama made sure and had the FBI, told the FBI to preserve all the records of tape recordings they had made of all these guys during the campaign. And sorry, Jeff, you talked to the we haven't figured out what his title is in the Soviet in Russia, but it's his last name is Kill 'em All, and higher up he's close to Putin. Of course, Trump is close to Putin too. So we talked to him. So he lied in front of Congress, and now we've got to have. Sessions says, "Hey, I can investigate myself, no problem. I mean, I can investigate Michael Flynn. I can investigate any trails that lead up to even Trump or Half-A-Sick-Pence, and I can do that. So why can't I investigate myself too?" And of course, everybody's pretty much saying, No. Independent prosecution, independent investigation conducted by an independent prosecutor. So that's about it for this blessed Sunday morning, and we'll have you back on soon. This is Basil BuddhaCat Presents. Wait a second. All right. Basil BuddhaCat Presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter, and chief gopher. Walter's down there skulking around and probably ready to revisit. Probably Friday night. Have a blessed Sunday.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, Meow.